Hi, Leon Lombard here again, and this is going to be the second step out of the 7 in order that we overcome this sin of lust and this idolatry that some of you may be struggling with in pornography. And so I want to first off and foremost say that this sin is one that needs to be put into the light more violently than any of the others that I can think of, because what happens is that this is a sin that happens in the privacy of your life, and so it's kind of hid away, and it's easy to live a life that is entrapped in this without ever letting anyone else know. And so the second step is one of the most difficult, and that is that you need to find either a trusted friend or, more importantly, a parent, someone of authority in your life, and you need to confess this to them. And so I know that's scary, I know that's a difficult step, and I can completely understand right now your soul is saying, there's no way, Leon, that I'm going to tell someone that I'm doing this. But here is the great thing. In the first step, we confessed knowing that we are sinners. We sat before the feet of Christ and we openly acknowledged that we were sinners. And so in that story of the lady that was at the feet of Christ, she was in front of other Pharisees, in front of other people. And the big significance of that is that a real heart that has overcome a sin, a real heart that does not desire its flesh anymore, is okay with confessing that at one time it was addicted to darkness, because now you are a child of the light. And so in Ephesians 5:7, we actually see that we do not associate with these things like sexual immorality. For at one time you were darkness, but now you are the light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. And so we take our sin and we put it in the light, because it was in the darkness and now it's not. And so don't feel ashamed, don't feel burdened by this anymore, because Christ says that He's taken all of the burden and all of the shame and all of the guilt off of you. And so you going to someone and confessing, hey, I have a problem, I need accountability, is actually showing your trust in the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's you showing the world that I know that Jesus has taken on my sin and He has victoriously risen from the grave. And so it's actually an act of worship and celebration to be able to confess this to someone and say, hey, I no longer want to be trapped in this. I no longer want to enjoy my flesh. I no longer want to pursue it. I want to take hold of what Christ has given me. And so I would deeply encourage you to not just find a close friend, but find a mom, find a dad, find a family member, someone who knows you at your house, who knows you in the majority of the days, and ask them to constantly be A, praying for you, and B, checking on how you're doing, because it's easy to say this once and then in 3 months we get back into this routine of secrecy. And so tell someone you know, someone who loves you and knows you, and someone who can pray for you daily, and set up kind of a house of accountability. And again, your parents are for you, they are not against you. And so I know you're like, well, Leon, what if they take my phone away? That's a blessing for them to take your phone away, if that's the thing that's going to pull you out of darkness and put you in the light. And so I'll be continuing praying for you guys, and my hope is that you would find someone you trust and you would confess this and bring your sin that has actually been killing you into the light.